If you don't use it, you lose it. Fastpost will be scrapped from the start of next year after NZ Post revealed the service had dropped by nearly a quarter during the past year. NZ Post says it hopes an increase in parcel deliveries will mean staff can be redeployed. But as Jacob McSweeney reports, the union representing many staff isn't happy at all.
Fastpost is on death row, but on the streets of Wellington today, people weren't surprised.
It is handy every now and then when you sort of forget your mum's birthday or something and you need to get a card away quickly.
I use digital to get most of my messages across. I can understand that there would be an inconvenience for some people.
They're just driving themselves into the ground. They're no longer providing the service they used to, and you can't see where the value is these days.
I just don't think anyone really cares anymore about that. Like, people, if they need to send a letter faster, they can just email it.
People don't use post that much anymore. Lots of things are digital and emailed and so forth. So
people are going to have to be much more organised in remembering their mum and dad's birthday.
From next year, those wanting to send mail overnight will have to pay for a courier. And the Postal Workers Union isn't happy. Former postie and union spokesman John Maynard says NZ Post hasn't done enough to protect the Fastpost service.
People stopped using Fastpost because they couldn't be sure of it getting there the next day. I worked as a postie for 20 years, and in the last few years I was getting people telling me it took 6 days for Fastpost to go from Wellington to Napier, for example. A lot of people tell us they send birthday cards, even Fastpost, up to a week early to make sure it will get there.
He says when NZ Post put the price up for Fastpost in July, he told the organisation it needed to improve the service, otherwise fewer people would use it. That it is now being scrapped as inefficient is no surprise to postal workers. John Maynard says before prices were lifted, NZ Post intentionally slowed down an overachieving standard post service to incentivise more use of the fast post service, which it then raised the price of. He says the company has failed the taxpayer.
What private company would say we're over-servicing and start cutting down the service? The State-Owned Enterprise Act has 3 main principles that New Zealand Post is required to comply with. One is to operate like any other commercial company. Well, I'm not sure they do when they keep talking down their service.
A general manager at NZ Post, Ashley Smout, says NZ Post did try to save the fast post service.
Our leaders would help the local team to make sure we have what is called a clear floor every night to improve it, and then we would look to make sure that in the delivery phase there was no drop off of the service in our delivery branches, and that would be a branch by branch kind of housekeeping check. Look, we have had problems. We acknowledge that.
Ashley Smout says the fast post service made up 1% of all mail sent, and it was costing the organisation millions of dollars. He says while letters are declining, the numbers of parcels are increasing, and postal workers that had been handling fast posts would hopefully be reassigned to that side of the business.
There will be less people required in the mail, and this is part of the overall change in our business. Less people required in the mail business, more people required in the parcel business, and we would aim that there'd be no job losses as a result.
Ashley Smout says about 80 to 90 people of its 1,500 workers were delivering fast post. He says a new priority mail service for businesses will be available between Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch. For Checkpoint, Jacob McSweeney, Aho.